So the pink house it's pink, obviously there's a lot of pink, but it's really the embodiment of things that I love. For me, pink is obviously the colour pink, but it also is sort of shorthand for things that bring you joy, and pink is something that brings me joy. And when I started the Pink House as a business, as a brand, I didn't think it was going to be like everyone going, oh, I love pink too. It was more me saying, oh, the Pink House is my thing, and let's talk about how to bring things you love into your home. It just turns out that everyone likes pink a lot more than I thought they did, and it turns out I like pink even more than I thought I did. So yeah, the particular shade of pink is very important. Like, there are some pinks that I just look at and it's like a shuddery, awful moment. Not that the colour in itself is wrong, but it might just jar with a certain other colour. So it's not like any pink is fine at any time. I can be quite picky about pink. I particularly like neon, bright pink, and a sort of more subtle blush pink. And I was fortunate enough to create my very own shade of pink, Pink House pink, which is used not in this particular room, but on my stairs and in other places in the house. I mean, I think everything goes with pink, pretty much. Although I don't use red very often. If you look around my house, you won't find red, and if you do, it's an accident. And it certainly won't be Arsenal, because we're Spurs supporters in this family. So yeah, red, although sometimes I can just really go for it and it's a good clash, but on the whole, pink and green is probably my favourite. Pink and blue, and pink and gold. Oh, also pink and black. I mean, lots of pink and grey. Yeah, I mean, yeah, colours. So, yeah, to sum up, I guess my style, it feels like, when I say this is my style, it feels too rigid almost, because I feel it's quite fluid what I like. But the overarching idea is that it should be playful, full of personality, and colour features pretty much all the time. So yeah, those things, if that makes any sense. So the Pink House is home to, well, mainly me in terms of decision making. The husband, the Pink House husband, who has a name, he's actually called Ewan, which a lot of people find really weird, because I generally refer to him as the Pink House husband. I don't know why, I just got into the habit and it stuck. It's vaguely emasculating, I think that's partly why I like it. Oh God, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, and my two kids, my boys, Oscar and Zach, who are 10 and 7 and very playful. Although the trapeze is for me, not for them. So pink in the house is, I mean, that's all my boys have ever known. That's just what the house is like. I mean, we've had the odd conversation about where someone has said something like pink is for girls, but that gets shot down very fast, and that was quite a while ago now. And I think the world has moved on a lot since then, and I think my children have moved on a lot since then, and I think my husband has too, because it feels like something that, to say that nowadays feels, yeah, I don't know, it feels kind of, well, it's a sexist thing to say. Like, pink is a colour like any other colour. It happens to be a colour I like. There are lots of other colours in the house. Pink is one of them, and this idea that you're sort of, I remember when I started the Pink House, there was quite a lot of chat about, you know, my husband being like under the thumb, which I found really offensive. The idea that somehow by putting pink in the house, I was somehow enforcing something that he mustn't like. I mean, he wasn't that keen, but it was more because society had told him that pink is not the colour you're supposed to like if you're a man with the masculine pretensions. I don't know, it's a very complicated colour actually, which one of the reasons I find it so interesting. But anyway, everyone's pretty much happy with everything. Or if they're not, they don't tell me about it anymore. That was a long answer. So carpets are a soft landing, which is really useful when you've got lots of things to jump off. I'm only partially joking. I do like to jump around a lot, and the kids like to jump off things, so it is soft underfoot. But for me, especially in bedrooms, I'm a complete convert. When in my youth, I had a lot of bare floorboards in bedrooms, and it just wasn't satisfactory. I would get cold feet, I'd get splinters, there'd be drafts coming up, the room just didn't feel cozy. And after my first wool alternative flooring carpet, and my first wool carpet was an alternative flooring one in Edinburgh, I was just like, once you've gone wool, you're no going back, because putting your bare feet down onto a wool carpet is just like the height of luxury. So yeah, I just don't think I'll ever do anything else in a bedroom. And obviously the pattern side of things is just like very me, and colour and playfulness, and it's brilliant. So the Capello shell carpet in the bedroom is sort of all my favourite things in one. Obviously it's pink. The Liberty print idea, like I've always loved Liberty and the floral pattern, but also the fact that it's inspired by Mary, that's the Secret Garden, Mary and the Secret Garden. It's one of my all-time favourite books, and every time I look at it, it makes me think of that book and books and reading and nature. And the curves and the design and the bit of floral and the exact shade of pink, and it's just my all-time favourite carpet. It's amazing. Boys' bedroom, I thought long and hard about this carpet because the two boys have got quite different feel to their bedroom. One bedroom is sort of more naturey inspired and green, and the idea was that it's sort of blue at the top of the sky and then the dark green, and I wanted it to feel quite sort of lush and jungly. And then the other bedroom is much more graphic and a different colour palette, and pink, bit of pink and grey, and I wanted a carpet that could unite those rooms but that would grow with the boys as well. So I wanted it to have some fun and some personality to it, but to work with a nature theme and also work with an urban theme. And the honeycomb carpet that I've got, the black and white one, it's just literally perfect, because you've got the sort of black and white goes with everything, and then the graphic nature of it, but then the honeycomb, which sort of nods to the bees and the flowers. And it's just lovely, and the way it looks when you look from one room all the way across the landing to the other one, it's just very pleasing. So the boys like to be near us, so there's a lot of them being downstairs and me telling them to go to their room. But when they are in their room, they actually stay there for a long time, because they've often found on the floor, because it's just so nice and soft and comfy. They play Lego up there, they read books up there. If they're allowed to take the iPad up there, then they just sit on the floor. And in fact, I was going to get like sort of more sofas and sort of floor cushions for their rooms, but I haven't needed to, because they're comfortable just sitting straight onto the floor. It's quite, yeah, the stairs are sort of my business suit of carpets, the pinstripe. Oh gosh, it was such a big decision, because we've got a couple of flights of stairs, and I really wanted it to make a statement, but I didn't want it to be something that would date and that I would get tired of. So the fact that I've gone with the pink woodwork and then the graphic stripe, it feels kind of both playful but timeless at the same time, and I love black and grey and pink together. And it definitely went down well with the Pink House husband, because when I was like, for once I was showing him something that was like easily sort of go, oh yes, that's a very manly piece of home decor. So that was an easy sell for him. At one point I was thinking of having it whipped with pink at the edges, but then I realised I didn't need to, because the stairs themselves were pink, so I could keep it all monochrome. And I love it. I love the texture of it, and the fact that it's sort of soft, but it's got that kind of nice, almost massagey feel to it. It's just perfect. It's just, yeah, I love my stairs. You know, I talk a lot about playfulness, and I think the things that I love the most in life are things that come from my childhood. I was very lucky. I had a wonderful childhood growing up, and very creative and loving parents who, I don't know, just helped me see the wonder of things. Pink was something that I chose for myself, funnily enough. It's not something that I remember being shown to me, and maybe that's why I love it so much, because I sort of feel like I discovered the colour in some bizarre way. But a lot of the things I love come from books that I read as a child. I mean, I mentioned the Capello shell carpet and the Secret Garden book and the Link. I have such a passion for books, and a lot of my favourite things come from books that I loved when I was little. so the favourite room in this house, it's probably the kitchen where I'm sitting, because it's bright and light and open and colourful, and it's where we spend a lot of the time. But then, in a way, like, every room is my favourite, apart from the ones I haven't renovated yet. So my bedroom has the most amazing view, and like, you can just I get out of bed and nice snuggly feet, but I also look out over London, and it is, every day it sort of makes me feel, here I am, I'm back in the city that I love, and what am I going to do with it today? Which is really, I'm very fortunate to feel that way. And also my hallway, which is the new sort of space in the house, one of the new spaces, and because we have underfloor heating, we can have the tiles without having cold feet, which is a total revelation. I've never had that before. But yeah, all of it. I love my house. I'm so happy that we moved back to London and that we live here. What are we going to do next? So next project for the house, front garden. The front garden is an absolute tip, and it just needs some love because you walk up and it's awful. And I've got couple of little plans and ideas, including like a fun little seating area, because it gets the sunset that's over the city skyline, and I'd love a little colourful spot to sit there with a glass of wine and watch the sunset, and our family bathroom on the first floor, which is eensy weensy, but I'm looking forward to kind of giving that a real injection of playfulness and colour while keeping it very practical. And the guest room, which is also my husband's study, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to go too playful in there because he does lots of very important Zoom calls, so it all has to be very serious, at least on the walls, but maybe not on the floor because you can't see that on the Zoom.